dominance. Big Ten basketball is powered by Ram trucks. Nothing stops Ram. And tonight, the Boilermakers are back home to take on
the ball in his hands or not.
Starting lineups are powered by Ram trucks. Nothing stops Ram. It'll be Isaac Asima's job to help manage this team. He's averaged over 34 minutes a game in 5 of the.
They're starting to play with a good amount of confidence here coming into league play.
And Purdue will control the tip, and here we go. Braden Smith. That is certainly within his reach tonight. Here's Cox curling around for a deep 2, and it gets the home roll.
C.J. Cox has been
a 3 off the heel, and Tyson has it ripped away by Kaufman-Renn.
He has been a force on the offensive glass, and after the offensive rebound, then you get the...
Not only second in the nation in assists per game, hitting some threes. There's a steal. Smith to the other end, motoring to the rim for 2, and a 7-0 start.
Top 5 in steals in the Big Ten.
Tyson. And again, Crocker Johnson for 3, and this time he hits with the new job, and you bring in guys that know your system. The rebuild or the build takes a lot less time. Travel on Kaufman-Renn and the turnover.
Crocker Johnson, you could put him into that category as well. They're going to have to get him moving, and you got to get Cade Tyson involved.
And Crocker Johnson with the foul. Cox very patient.
Games, he's been in double figures. He has been ultra aggressive to start this one.
Yeah, it looked like he came into this game with
standards been set.
Yeah.
I was really interested coming to shoot around today to hear about how Coach Painter was on the floor. He is altering and blocking shots.
Here's Kaufman-Renn against Crocker Johnson, who's already got 1 personal foul, and Kaufman-Renn goes right at him.
I just don't think you can get 3 through his first little slump of the season shooting it.
Here's Kaufman-Renn, backs out for 3, and the rebound to Reynolds.
You can make that one sideways. You finish that one good. There's the cutting. Durkin with a great cut.
And count the bucket. Wow. Durkin with the catch.
2 years of college hoops.
Here's Braden Smith trying to answer, and he does.
I love the action.
Meyer around the Jacobson screen. Step back from the elbow from Meyer, and Jacobson there with a rebound. Foul on the floor. That basket. Asima zips it into Grove through the contact. Count the bucket and a foul on Benter.
Indiana, we're already seeing it here in West Lafayette.
You know, Andy, it was interesting. We were both with Colorado State. Whoa, pass! Oh, man, goodness!
Oscar Clough fixes like that in conference games.
Well, he's got the ultimate green light to do pretty much whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, he's proven himself over time.
He's earned that.
Turnover. There's Clough working inside against Grove, who's already got 2 fouls, and Clough going to work against him finds 2.
It's just
figures for the first time tonight. Cade Tyson cut. A really good find to get it to Reynolds.
But Purdue just not on the same page there. With your weak side has got to be understanding that as that double comes, you're flooding that side and taking away cutters. There's nobody home for Purdue.
Nice feed. Speaking of passing, Kaufman-Renn.
Player, and this was you, Robbie, when you were a player, when your best player is your hardest worker, that sends the message to the rest of the group.
Where will the offense come from against this stifling Boilermaker defense?
Reynolds is certainly a guy that can do this, and I like the fact you get the match.
1 for 10 from 3 and 5 of 18 from the floor, and they were down just 10 at Purdue. He'd probably feel pretty good about that. And lob to Jacobson, and he can't handle the pass.
They're not exactly.
Purdue to go 2-0 in December.
And the rebound ripped down by Asima. Good play to get his own back, and the 3 from Crocker Johnson will fall.
In the Big Ten, that just hasn't been the case.
If you want to beat Purdue, make sure Robbie's in the building.
Good
inside, and the cut to Durkin. Here's Smith, 6 to shoot, dropping it off for Kaufman-Renn. Good touch from the free throw line.
Pocket pass is so impressive. I mean, he's been for Purdue's offense.
What impresses me, Rob, is the amount of control he has on that pass. As Crocker Johnson hits again from 3. He's got all 3 of them.
Yeah, they've been playing offense. Has made him pay a couple times.
C.J. Cox was aggressive early, drops it off underneath to Jacobson, and Jacobson just bigger than everybody
passed to him, and then saw he wasn't going to catch it or even see it, so he kind of shot it. Ended up being an air ball.
Asima with the 3, and the first non-Crocker corrals the rebound. Awesome, a little hesitation.
Cut.
Drop off to Tyson. What is it you said? He's quite the...
He comes off that ball screen, and there's drop coverage, and he walks into one like that. You can almost book it all the time.
Here's Reynolds. Drive it inside as he is...
Loves to attack zones with that ball screen. Braden Smith gets the overload, and I just think Jakari Harris, you can get that whenever.
Oh, and it ends up in the hands of Clough down low on the Rick. On the Crocker Johnson screen. 10 to shoot for Minnesota. Crocker Johnson deep 2, and it rolls home.
He's burned.
Kaufman-Renn spinning inside. Shot put won't go. We have reached halftime at Mackey Arena, and it's a 3-point
Maker there, and maybe even a knockout punch. And Minnesota didn't go away, made a couple timely threes, and I've just been a little surprised that Purdue hasn't looked to maybe utilize if Purdue does not go inside every time to start this second half.
Here's Durkin with the 3. Pinballs out into the hands of Cox.
He showed a little bit. He got a great look.
Kaufman-Renn now against K. Tyson. He's banging his way inside to the rim for 2.
That's by design.
Renn
just walling up, not giving up an angle and making a smaller player score over the top of you.
Lawyer, good look in transition. His shot is just a little bit off.
And came right back up. They were really impressed, or Nico was really impressed in the ability for Minnesota to stay with it, get good shots. He's very pleased with
Clough now into doubles with 10. 7 to shoot. Tyson against Cox, and a foul. Reaching in, C.J. Cox picks up.
He is out there to shoot threes. Can really cut off the ball, but when he's off the bounce, that's exactly what Purdue wants.
Smith for 3. Go inside. Cox. That 3 will drop. Minnesota withstood 1 punch.
Off the ball, takes away the Cade Tyson cut, and then Braden Smith another steal.
Here's Lawyer on the run. Count the bucket and the foul. First man.
Good for Fletcher Lawyer to see something go down.
And an offensive rebound. Kaufman-Renn. Here's Lawyer's 3. It's good.
And that's where you get that percentage. What a math problem
That was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was told there'd be no man.
That's right.
But Clough inside. Working the block. He gets the feed. Double shows. Back out to Cox for 3. Kaufman-Renn. Another offensive rebound. The putback won't go, but Jacobson there to clean it up. 3 on Crocker Johnson. There's Smith. Lob to Jacobson, and they out.
They're up to 30 points in the paint. It was a clear directive, whether it's in the post up, off the drive, out of pick and roll, they were going to throw it inside.
And is able to get on the board. What a job they've done on the second leading scorer in the Big Ten tonight with just 7 points. Trey Kaufman-Renn. Smith, wow, Jacobson again.
That's the same exact.
Pete, A.J. Devonsa. You could see how confident he is. Now in his game, he's gotten bigger and stronger. He needed action like that.
In the second half for Purdue.
Kevin, we've seen Braden Smith do a ton of incredible things offensively, but just in terms of his defensive effort.
Tyson, 5 to shoot. Crocker Johnson to work against Benter. Clears some space and gets the 2. 2-0 and 9-1 on the year. Smith turns, tough shot, and he made it look easy against Cade Tyson.
But what a shot fake, and then it's the footwork. And understanding that when you jump stop, you can always get to your turnaround jumper. That's a dime.
That is a real nice feed and a good cut by Kai Shinholm. We saw it in the latter half of the first half. That's how they got back into this game. They skip into the corner. Harris's 3 is good. Grove. Asamoah's going to have to hurry. Back out to Tyson for 3. And Crocker Johnson called for the foul last year.
But they changed the Big Ten tournament. Essentially, think about some of the changes that get made, because you're like, well, you can't take your team's opportunities.
For 3.
Right, Braden Smith was surveying the whole way, all the way to under the rim.
Tyson on the drive. Oh, what a challenge. Omer Meyer is called. 15 to shoot, under 7 to play in this one. Braden Smith zips the pass. Myers' 3 is good.
That's a big shot for him. And certainly he's a guy that has shot better with the rhythm of the dribble. He's been much better off the bounce, especially from two.
Good feet inside, and Osima.
He was drafted. That's the difference. These international players
let's say
and the G Leaguers.
Lance Stevenson.
But that's
So
where
the
they haven't
draft
crossed that line yet. A player that has been
Wants to come
drafted.
back. I guess he was
sorry,
drafted.
I'm sorry.
He was drafted.
He was drafted.
Bad
Yes.
example.
Yes.
Let's say an undrafted.
Close the book on
We're hyping the quad dub.
double and quad double.
It's probably not going to happen.
Somewhere, Lester Hudson is celebrating.
And Minnesota has played. They're on scholarship too, right?
Sure.
Like it's not a disrespectful thing to them, but it is a question of
15 to shoot for Bencher. Murphy will try. Liam Murphy with the three. That's a big shot. 3-point shooting. I say it's a big shot because it's a confidence shot. Tyson on the drive. He's fouled by Clough, and that's going to take us to the media timeout. 2:04 to go in the second half. And Cade Tyson, 16 from the floor. 29-2 run to open the second half.
they just impose their will.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we trained for that our whole lives. Arcades made us ready for that. Reynolds has it stripped away and flipped back into play to Reynolds. He'll go to the line.
Careful when your son is playing for you, because you don't want it to be one of those situations where the players are like, man, he's just playing him because it's fun personnel decisions more.
Clearly.
He was on it.
That's coming up next. Nebraska into play in this one.
I thought we might see him tonight just because of the size mismatches out there.
Tyson on the run, and there's a foul. And Tyson. One more for Tyson.
It's not just his number.
Inside to Jacobson. And Jacobson fouled with 38.6 seconds to play. He'll go to the line. They visit a matchup with Auburn. That game is in Indianapolis next Saturday, neutral site.
Auburn kind of trying to find themselves post Bruce Pearl.
They are.
Stephen taking over for that group. But talented guard. I mean, Todd Pettiford's a problem.
Yep. Drop down to Turner, blocked by Jacobson, and that
You get a nearly 30-point win.
and you end up plus 23 on the glass in this ball game. A battle on the boards. It was relatively even in the first half, but again, Purdue.